Aquarius. Thanks for joining me. This is your February Astro Tarot forecast. I'm happy to be here and thank you for subscribing. This month is eclipse season, so let's start. On the 3rd of February, Venus is entering Aries. This is a transit that affects your third house of communication. So smoothing over balance in the communication style, attractive communication style, harmony in how you're speaking, a neutral energy with Venus in the 3rd house. Also harmonizing relationships with siblings, local areas, neighborhood energy, your neighbors, and maybe beautifying the vehicle, upgrading the car, getting paint work done, touch-ups, because she is aesthetics, so body work on the vehicle also applies to this. Venus has a long stay in this 3rd house. She retrogrades on March 4th and then remains in this sector from February 3rd through the 4th of April. Then she enters the sign of Pisces, going direct in Pisces April 15th, entering back into Aries in this 3rd house from April 28th through June 6th. So the full time she goes back into that money sector too, which is great for you, Aquarius. And that money sector time frame is the 4th of April through the 28th of April. I know I'm kind of ahead of myself, but I was looking at where she's moving, and I thought it was important to discuss in this forecast because she begins her transit on the 3rd into this communication sector. So I like that for you. When she is in that sector, she's conjunct Uranus. So when Venus conjunct Uranus in the 3rd house could bring unexpected conversations and maybe unexpected romantic talks, because the unexpected energy comes from Uranus, and Venus is love and attraction. So there could be something there. All of that energy opposes Jupiter in Libra in your 9th house of foreign travel and education, higher education. So maybe through schooling or through travel abroad, this romantic conversation could ensue, or this attractive surprise energy in speech and communication style, or trips with siblings could occur. There's so many ways it could apply, but it's beautiful nonetheless. On the 7th of February, Mercury enters your 1st house into the sign of Aquarius. So you'll have Mercury here for 18 days, trining Jupiter in your 1st house. Details, analysis, interviewing, communicating, writing, studying, public speaking, all of those things apply here and you would excel at. So use this energy, make it work for you. Now this is eclipse season, Aquarius. So on the 10th, we have our full moon lunar eclipse at 22 degrees of Leo in the 7th house. There could be a closure to marriages at this time for those Aquarians who are considering a separation. A full moon sees an ending, a culmination, being eclipsed out of the situation. This also applies to business partnerships. It applies to the house of hidden enemies, the house of the others. If there's a spiteful relationship in your life, this could see it eclipsed out. And you have control over that. If you're dealing with someone that is spiteful in your life, don't deal with them. Eclipse them out yourself by icing them over, by not reciprocating any of their energy, by stepping away from the vehicle. You could see this desire to kind of call something quits around the 10th. If it's not on that day, it's this energy, and full moon eclipses can carry energy for 6-month period of time. The awareness of this relationship and the catalyst to close the door on it could become in your face around the time of the 10th. Could you become aware of this then? Maybe you take action on it within the 6-month period of time. But I find that when there is the eclipse, that kicks out the energy. We'll see if we get the Tower in some of these readings. The Tower in the Tarot is the eclipse, especially if it's near the moon. So pay attention to that. There's a culmination and awareness there. On the 18th of February, the sun enters Pisces. This works for you. This is the second house of finances. And on the 25th, like I said earlier, Mercury joins the party, transits out of that third house. He's going back into Pisces in the second house of resources. So the sun conjunct Mercury, not going back into, he's moving forward, into Pisces. The sun conjunct Mercury in the second house. That's a great energy for a payday. And on the 26th, there is a new moon solar eclipse at 8 degrees of Pisces in your money sector. So Aquarius, I love the new moon here for new earnings. Something could be eclipsed into your life on the 26th or around that date that could feed your income or your finances, your budget, your earnings. Jupiter is retrograde the whole month from the 6th of February through June 9th. But Jupiter retrograde is not a negative energy. He slows up from the 23-degree mark of Libra back to the 13-degree mark in the 9th house. So a review of studies, for those Aquarians who are looking for certifications, I want to say real estate licenses, because the 9th house is property too, but it's also studying for a certification in an area. And I just heard training for real estate or real estate licensing, so that could apply. Let's get to your cards and see what comes up. And if you'd like to book with me, I read all through the week. You can reach me at audreyalison.com and select your reading, and I'll get back to you in an email to set it up. Okay, Aquarius, 5 of Wands. There is some competitive energy around you. For those of you who are vying for a position where your money is increased, these are all the people who want it too. Let's see what else comes up. This is about heartache and sorrow and getting over some pain, releasing some pain, perhaps eclipsed out. Oh, yeah, the full moon in the 7th. For those of you who are weighing the option of divorce and release of your relationship, and if you're not married, maybe it's just that you're in a serious relationship and there is a decision to be made, you have to follow your heart. Meaning, if it's in pain like this, you need to make a decision about it. Let's see what else. Aquarius, I'm sorry for those of you who are in relationship. I think these cards are referring to breakups and maybe some competition around your relationship as well. Okay, so there is a release of pain. There is a release and change. Eclipses bring change. This doesn't surprise me. I'll probably pull this transition or death card. Now, some of you have actually lost your spouses. Some of you are dealing with finally releasing the pain of mourning and loss and what that is about in the full moon eclipse of the 7th. And there's no need to carry this pain into the future, and I mean the future when we hit our spring, March 20. You have another card. I know it's, yeah, the eclipse. You're being eclipsed. This is eclipse energy just as much as the tower and the moon. Because you see that scythe? He's just like, he's like, oh, we're done with this. And we need the full moon lunar eclipse in the 7th house of partnerships. So Aquarius, you are no longer maintaining an old behavior. There could be 5 people who have a hand in this relationship from the past. There's too many people who have a say about your past relationship, past marriage. Allow the eclipse to take this burden from you. You will be emotional. Everyone will be emotional through eclipse energy. But know that there is change with this card. It doesn't always stay the same. So you don't have to worry that you're always going to feel like this. There's a relief coming to you in March. So Aquarius, happy birthday, by the way. Happy solar return. I'm literally just being reminded to say that. And I'm sorry I didn't start with that. But what I'm getting is that there is a new you. There's a fresh start. They're saying, happy birthday, solar return. You don't have to worry that you'll always feel this way. So for those of you who this applies to, the heartache and maybe mourning the loss of a spouse or the end of a marriage or relationship that was dear to you, you don't need to compete with anybody anymore. I always say this, but I'm listening. That's why I'm quiet. You're a thoroughbred. You don't have to compete with fillies. They're not even running the same race as you. So they'll be eclipsed out, all three of them. Maybe all 3 to 5 of these competitive people around this relationship, or have a say about this relationship. Now, if this doesn't apply to you, please watch your ascendant sign and your moon sign as well to gain from the tarot. And watch the ascendant for your astrological forecasts especially, because it's very accurate to your houses and your natal chart, as much as it can be without me seeing your natal chart. So thank you, Aquarius, for joining me. I'm wishing you a sweet month of February. Remember, the sky is limitless, so reach for the stars.